Hello and welcome back to Scatterbrook Farm. My name is Eddie and this is my vlog, and today is March the 20th. It's not far after dawn. It's 7:16 in the morning, and yeah, we need to start off today with getting our animals fed. So we're gonna start off with the oats that we've got in the back here. So we're gonna take these up to the horses in the paddock, and yeah, we should be able to just empty these out. We're then going to come back. We need to give some food to our pigs, and we need to give some feed to the chickens as well. There we go. And once we've got that done, we're going to head up, and we got some we need to do today some ploughing. We've had it's been quite a bit of work going on the farm over the last couple of weeks. We've had quite a bit of bits and pieces getting the fields ready for planting sort of next month. We've had the lime spread, and I'll show you those in a bit. There we go. Right, that's given some of this to our horses. We'll go and tip the rest of this into our store. Right, so there we are. Right, let's grab back of this gate and get that closed. Keep our horses in there. So yeah, as I say, we need to get the lime ploughed in for the most part. Some of our fields don't need to be ploughed; they just need cultivating. A good example is the one in front of us here. That will only need cultivating. I think the only field that we still have left to plough is field 15. So that's where we're going to be going today. I want to tip these because we need to fill this with pig food. So that's what we're going to do in a moment. Pigs need a lot of food today. Horses didn't need too much, but we need to put this in here because otherwise we've got nowhere else to put it. And the pigs do take a really big amount of food. So that is that tip. And while that's tipping, because that will come back down in a minute, we're going to run over here and just jump into this tractor. Start her up, and away we go. So we're collecting the egg boxes in here. I need to get we need to go and get some egg pallets, because dealing with them loose in here is a bit difficult, and also there's a possibility if we just leave them loose on the floor like that, we're going to end up running over them. So yeah, I need to get some egg pallets, and we'll have to pop up to the shop to do that in a bit, I think. Probably do that in the next couple of days. At the moment, of course, we just want to keep our animals going. So we have pig food towards this end here, and we want to try and get the stack off the end. This is the trouble this time of year. When we've run out of stuff in storage and we sort of have our winter pig feed, that is yeah, not overly helpful. We get through it quite quickly. So I think we're probably going to end up with a new thing of pig food soon. There we go. Let's load these up. Somebody said my loading was quite quick. Yeah, I actually time-lapsed this bit and then put it over the top. Or put, you know, give you guys a little bit of a talk over the top. Because, yeah, it's... you guys don't want to see me empty every single bag. That would be pointless. So much easier just to put a little bit of voiceover after the fact. I think I'll have to do some voiceover over the bag loading then, because that takes a while. Right, let's get the height right on our... Oh, where are we on our forks? We're way too high. We're piercing these... We're going to have to put these bags in now, because we're piercing these bags with these forks. Is the one issue with this tractor. I've been getting used to it more and more since we moved into Scatterbrook Farm here, but it's very difficult to see where my the ends of my forks are. Right. So yeah, I'll get this unloaded again. Like so. There we go, completely empty. That should, how much have we got in our trailer? We are about 80% full on our trailer. I think we will go and fill this up completely. Now, one question that did come up last time, which I didn't realise I'd meant to talk about and didn't, is where's the combine? Yeah, lots of people noticed the combine is missing. I don't think I mentioned it last time. Basically, the Fiat Agri combine we had on here, fantastic combine, really loved it. Small issue in that it's there we go. Small issue in that it really cost us. It ended up costing us too much last harvest to keep it going. We managed to nurse it through. We had quite a few repairs on it. But the age of the combine and everything, it's getting too expensive to keep it going through a harvest. So yeah, we've moved it on. We sold it on, and we're going to be getting a new combine, something maybe a little bit more modern. We'll see. There we go. That is nicely emptied, so we're going to put this back in the shed. Yeah, so we are looking for a new combine at the moment. It's a bit tough. There are quite a few about. Maybe an older class, maybe an older New Holland. We're just sort of playing around at the moment, seeing what there is. I'd like one that can handle the hillsides here quite well. That would be good, but I don't know if anything's available at the moment. We're all right for chicken feed, so I'm going to go and put this back in our shed. There we go. And we're going to consult our pad in a minute and see how the pigs are otherwise. We do sort of record all the levels for everything. It's amazing how computerized farming has become. Even using older equipment like this, and like our 6810 here, we're still using stuff that is we basically record everything on computers. I'd be lost without carrying my tablet around at the moment. And you know, I'm overlaying stuff on this video as well, these vlogs, because it was one of the pieces of feedback after the last set of vlogs I did. Very much was, oh, can we see sort of the state of the farm and everything? Absolutely. So let's head on. And we'll go round this way. So yeah, as I said, this field is going to be cultivated in the future. We're not going to be doing that today. We're going to head up and get the ploughing done. We'll come and sort the water out for the pigs in a moment as well. And we need to get the bucket on the front. Look at that mess. Yeah, we better come and clean that up as well. So reverse this up here. And this is just the most efficient way to feed the pigs, really. There we are. And just tip that in. There we go. That is that done. So we can go and park this back up in the feeding shed. We'll go and get the go and drop the forks off the Fiat and sort that. And we want to stop here actually. This little John Deere has been an absolute boon to the farm. Oh yeah. We'll just give this a tip up. Oh, we also need to go and get rid of that manure, actually. We need to clear that out too. Because it's getting a bit messy in the pigs. Right, that should do. There we go. And yeah, definitely need to get the bucket on. Go and clean up the pigs next, and then we're going to head up the top and get the other bits done. Yeah, it's amazing how much the farm has changed since we first bought it. What, 3-ish years ago now, I think? Yeah, it must be. Must be. And it's just absolutely amazing how much the farm has changed in that time. And how much we've sort of reconfigured things to our own fitting. And that's the kind of thing that happens on a farm, actually, when new owners take when somebody new takes it over. You know, you often reconfigure what's there to make it fit in with your needs. And as we're looking to be more than just a pig farm down here, it has meant that we've had to reconfigure some things. And you could tell the previous owners very much were sort of pig farming and grass. You know, they had themselves a silage clamp here. They used that to make money silage wise, and then yeah, they used their other fields and then they used that to do the pig farming. A lot of these fields, I think they tried to change what they were doing just before we bought the farm, and I think that might be why the previous farm down here went bankrupt, because we did, as I said, way back in our very first vlog, the reason why we were able to buy this farm was because it was the result of the result of a bankruptcy, something that happens to way too many farms. And yeah, it seemed like their original plan to try and diversify a bit hadn't worked out for them, and as a result, they'd gone under. For us, it obviously worked out better as a result, but yeah, it's one of those things that them doing that and them starting to do that actually has meant that it was easier for us to start off and to reconfigure the farm. And we were lucky in that Ballincraig has been and still is doing so well. The turnaround that we managed there is something that we've replicated here, which is absolutely brilliant. And I should say, my brother has now taken over Ballincraig. I'm now down here full time, and yeah, Grandad's farm is thriving, but then so is this, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm pleased at how we're doing. Out the way, please, piggies. That's it. Oh, pigs might fly. They do get out of the way. And it's just fun trying to muck them out when they don't want to move. Okay, he's finally moved, I think. That's good. Right. Oh, no, there's another one there. Dear. What are they like? What are they like? Right, they're climbing on the tractor now. Stop it. Right, let's get out of here before we get inundated with pigs. They're not behaving themselves today. Come on, out of the way. There we go. Perfect. Oh. Always an adventure when you go in there with the pigs. Close that, keep them in. Thankfully, they get more interested in the tractor than the open gate, which is quite useful. They always think it's... they always try and figure out what it is that you're actually doing in there. But that has got our pigs sorted. Let's go park this up. And we're going to go and get our plough ready, I think, which is round the front. So there we go. Park this up here. Like so. And we'll jump into our 6810. Which we want for the ploughing. And carefully reverse round. There we go. Now we, as I said last time, we do have the ability to put the front loader on this as well as the Fiat. This actually has a little bit more power than our Fiat does. Oh, it's around the other side. You might see that we got quite a bit of space actually where our drills are. That is because, well, I still haven't quite decided. I might start storing things like the plough over there. Because we do have that storage shed now. Where we've got our feed is actually a pretty good storage shed. So I could put things like fertilizer and seeds and things like that in there. Hook that all up. Lift it up. And as I mentioned, actually, as I mentioned before, this is a new plough to us this year. We took the other one. My brother needed to replace the plough over on Ballincraig, and so we sent our old one up that way, and we got this new one, which is actually quite a good plough. Couldn't find. I tend to like to get Amazon equipment on here. Couldn't find one that was the right power level for our tractors here. That was available at a reasonable price, so ended up getting this one. This is I'm just gonna jump out because I've forgotten the make of my plough. Oh yeah, this is an Agromass. Quite a nice plough. Good for this 6810. Works well with this 6810, and yeah. Just an all around together good plough. Now what we're going to do is we want to really do this at an angle that complements the hillside the best. That on this field with this edge, that tends to be this one. So I'm going to open up the plough, turn it. Because we want to have the guide wheel always inside the field. And then we're able to just drive straight up the side here. Like so. And that means that, yeah, we're going to be able to keep this going quite nicely. And as you can see, our 6810 going along the field, along the edge of the field here, has no issues. I think it's fairly unfair to the tractor to try and get it to go uphill doing a job like this, and that then kind of sorts out how the rest of the field is going to be done, because we then need to do it that way. You can see previously it's well, actually looking at this, looking at the slope of this, we're probably better off doing it this way. So I think we're going to do that. We've got an edge here that we can work with now, though. So it gives us some space to turn around, and we'll try and do it that way. Otherwise, we are going to be going up the field. Yeah, that way is much better. Doesn't matter too much that we're going to be driving over stuff that we've already ploughed. There we go, turn that. But this will, yeah, this is much more in keeping with the slope of this field. So, yeah, we'll do this way. Which will be much better for us. Yeah, and is much less strain on the tractor, which is exactly what we want. So, yeah, I'm going to crack on with this field. And I'm going to go a little bit further. I think we'll come back and we'll see how we're doing and discuss where we're going to move forward next. I'm about halfway through the field at this point, and she's running nicely. We have aligning ourselves with the slope like this has actually worked out quite well for us. It has the tractor has not struggled, has not had an issue, so that is all good. Especially considering that this plow is rated for this tractor. But it is always that big question of is there going to be, especially when you're dealing with hillside stuff, where you need that little extra bit of power. It's always the question of, is it enough? And do you have enough to do it? On a side note, this is my favourite field on the farm to work. It is the highest point that we have. It's the top of this field is sort of beginning to get to the top edge of the valley. It does go a bit higher up to the farm up the top, but of course we don't own any higher fields than this. And you just get this view. You'll see it when I turn around now. This view down the valley. So we see our farm. We can see Scatterbrook Farm. We can see right down the valley towards the Shamrock Valley port. And it's just amazing. Absolutely incredible view from the top of this field. And I love it. I love just being up here and working this field. Because it is just a glorious place to be. And to enjoy while you're farming, while you're doing fields like this with the plow and jobs like this. It's just absolutely brilliant. So yeah, this is why I love Shamrock Valley. It is just such a picturesque place to farm and to be, and it's just absolutely wonderful. The other thing I want to cover today is that what we're going to be planting. Because obviously I want to talk about rotations and things like that, which we didn't. In the last time we did these vlogs, we didn't talk about very much. So on here, we plant 3 grain crops. So we plant wheat, we plant barley, and we plant oats. Those are in rotation with canola and leaving the field fallow for a year. So we actually have enough fields now that we're able to do that. Sometimes we plant it with grass because that is good for it, without actually really farming it very much. We might take a cut of hay off it, but we do have that bottom meadow for doing that in general. So yeah, we do rotate it round with those things. But our main crops here, the main things we do are grains. As I was saying in the first vlog, we don't do potatoes on here anymore. It just got to the point where they were too expensive, really, for us to run. We couldn't afford the new equipment after what had happened previously. So yeah, we're not doing potatoes on this farm anymore. But we are doing the grass work. So what I might do is put grass into one of these fields for this year. It is a bit of a pain to sort out afterwards, but it does rejuvenate the soil. The alternative would be to put a crop like poplars in, which, if you'll excuse the pun, are becoming more popular as a crop to do on farms. But like grass, they are a little bit of a pain to clear out afterwards, which is why sometimes we leave a field fallow. So as far as doing that, you know, we will decide later on. I would like your opinions on this. What do you think we should do? Do you think that leaving a field fallow rather than putting grass or poplars into it is a good move? Oh, we missed a spot. Or do you think that we should just leave it fallow and let the ground and the soil recover for a year, before we go and harvest it, or before we go and plant it and seed it again. Yeah, I'm interested to know your thoughts on this, because it's always interesting to know the viewers' thoughts on these things. Right, I'm gonna crack on with this then and get this done. I think I see the smoke from the train, so the train is passing by at the moment. I wonder if we can catch that on our drone. We will have a look. We're getting towards the end of the field now, and yeah, it's as I was saying earlier, it's gone pretty well. I'm pretty happy. I'm hoping that we got a shot of the train a minute ago when we were a little bit further down the field. At the moment, this field should be doing quite well. We are going to be, so it's going to be a little while now. I think we're over the next month or so, we're going to be getting these fields planted, as I was saying a minute ago. And sort of finishing things off for spring. I'm looking at making, I think, based on what we're doing, and I'm not wanting to be too repetitive in this in these vlogs. I think we're looking at doing maybe one video a month, which I think then VF is going to hold on to, and he'll release sort of once a week for a while. So yeah, it'll be months after I'm recording these that you guys get to see these, but that's okay. That's good. We'll be able to sort of take your feedback in and things for next season. Maybe not specifically these ones or this season, as I was saying earlier. Again, excuse the pun. We're just going to sort of plow ahead this year anyway, and yeah, it should be pretty good. I think we'll have lots of interesting stuff to sort of cover with you guys over the coming vlogs, which should be of great interest to you, especially on how the farm works. But yeah, I'm not looking to get too repetitive. That's why yeah, once a month should cover most things. I think where we might get a little bit more repetitive is with these fields and everything. I think we'll probably do a little more over harvest time, and maybe a little less over the winter. The winter tends to be fairly samey anyway, because there's not a lot to do on the farm during the winter. Which I think is, as I was saying earlier, I think there's a lot of farms that are eyeing up poplars as a viable crop, and they tend to be eyeing them up these days because they're a good winter crop. They're actually a crop you can get out there and harvest over the winter months. To keep that all year round income going. So yeah, it's I think that's why a lot of farmers are doing that. Anyway, as I say, yeah, we're gonna be covering bits over time on here, and hopefully the videos we create in these vlogs should be interesting to you. We've got a little bit left to do on this field. Maybe 2 or 3 more rows. I need to run down the headlands quickly and just clear up, especially on this side of the field. Even here you can see where we've got bits that we've missed. So there is that. Turn the plough. I think we took 2 more rows here. We're driving over this a bit, but we're gonna break this down before we seed it anyway. There we are, and into here. There we go. There's the farmer from the top farm. He's heading up that way. Looks like he's got a muck spreader on the back. Maybe he's been spreading some muck prior to getting his own stuff ploughed and seeded. He does tend to drive that muck spreader around most of the year, though. I wonder if it's been converted to some sort of transport by the looks of it. Which wouldn't be the weirdest thing I've ever seen done with a muck spreader, to be honest. Right, let's get this headland done. So turn the plough around, make sure that we're into the field, and then we can take this edge down here. We'll take that edge down there, although, as I said, I think we might have to have 2 runs with it, because some of that is fairly deep into the field. There we go, that's got that one. And we're now going to run this down the side of here. And you can see, yeah, 2 headlands here I think are probably going to be fairly necessary. I don't think our plough is quite wide enough to get some of those. No, it's not. So we're all right up to the point here where we previously did. Right, there we go. And we want to turn the back of this into the field, because otherwise we're going to hit the hedge with it. Don't want to do that. Round we go. Down we go. And yeah, right this way. And this should get the rest of it. Like so. Perfect. Very, very happy with that. What we're going to do is we're going to head round to the far side of the field and get the other bit done. And then that will be our job done for today. He's going backwards and forwards with that muck spreader. Right, down here. Oh, yeah, we are all good down this side of the field. We were able to come up to the edge here, so that was good. So we'll turn our plough, we'll put it into the transport position, because it's easier to store that way as well. And actually, we want to give it a wash down, because we are now finished with our ploughing for the year, which is really good news. What we'll do, though, is we'll give the plough once over before we put it away for the year. Because we will need to use it next year when we come to deal with the aftermath of the corn. So the corn always needs to be ploughed afterwards. The rest of our crops not so much. That's why we've got fields that we don't have to do this year. That we can just cultivate. The chickens are making a mess. And there's our wash. Our pressure washer. So we'll just come here and give these a wash down before we put them away. So they're not, for everything we've just done with them, not that dirty, which is good. I do like to give them a wash off every day after I've used them, which is why they're looking pretty clean anyway. Right, there we go. And then we can just reverse this out. And as I said, I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this away actually in the shed at the end here, in the lean-to. And then, because we've got all that, we've got that big storage shed near the, over there, we can use that for the other stuff. So, this will go in here quite nicely. Drop it down. There we are. I think I might have, did I mark the wall there a bit? No, we're good. I think we caught the wheel, that was what it was. So, unhook that, unhook that. That is then nicely put away, and we can go put away our tractor, and that's it for the day. It's nearly 6 o'clock here on Scatterbrook Farm. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I've enjoyed making it, which means I'm also about to repeat myself having said that. as I go. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.